give us some practical tips on how you create customer value. How do you do that? How do you make that happen for the customer? How do you make the customer feel like, hey, your product, I like your product, let's do it?
Well, I think it goes back to what I said, having the right kind of attitude. And the example I was getting, we just left my mom's 80th birthday party, and we stayed at a particular hotel. And when I got there, I was greeted very warmly. But most hotels are pretty similar. They're 4-star, 5-star hotel are pretty similar, but the way they treated me, and I think that goes to a lot to the value. But a lot of those big companies that I would say a 5-star or 4-star or even a 3-star have done their homework, and so I think understanding what value is and what that represents to that ideal customer is very important. But I think it's the attitude. If you have a good attitude, you think about it. You go into, and maybe because you're a healthy person, but some people go to drive-through at McDonald's, and the person has a nasty attitude, and they buy the product and they're unhappy. That same person go the next day, have a different person, and they go through the drive-through. The person's nice, very courteous. That person feels very good about the purchase. That goes back to creating value in terms of that. And that's something that starts, again, with the founder, with the individual that started the company, having that kind of attitude that I want to make sure that particular customer gets what they worth, that they get a deal. And it goes all the way from when the company started, goes back to training, and all those things take place to make that happen.
Okay, so you talked a lot about finding the need, finding what, say, the Subway needs,
Yes.
and making that happen.
Yes.
So whenever I think of marketing, I think, like you said, I just want everybody come buy my product.
Yeah.
Now, how do you figure out, okay, how do you figure out who needs what, and how do you decide what you want to market, what you want to be an entrepreneur in?
Well, it goes back to spending a lot of time. Most people don't. That's one of the things when talking to clients and actually talking to individuals. So they don't spend the time on the plan on the front end. And I talked about in the book. I have a list of like 7 goals. The first one is setting your goals. What are the goals that you want to have for your business? And so many times people take that for granted. Once you do that, the next step is understanding the market. So the market is a group of buyers. So you have to decide, am I going to go after buyer A? And one of the things that I want to emphasize that all customers are not good customers. So there are some customers, even though it's profitable to have that customer, but over the long run, the customer always tries to undervalue your product, and so they're always trying to nickel and dime you, and and so that gets old a little bit. And so I think understanding that, trying to find the right customer again, I think is very, very important. I think also understanding the market. One of the things I have not brought up, and I would hate to fail, is that a lot of times when people start a business, they assume they're in a vacuum. They say, well, I know I'm good. I got the core competencies. I know my customer, and they make one mistake. You know what that mistake is?
What's that mistake?
They forget